Come on in, you guys. I'll start when I have a good number of people in online. Um, if you can hear me and see me, put a number 9 in the chat. Welcome to Journey Through Alkebulon. You guys, this is a very short but very special and important message of a warning. I just got some information in, so it's important that I share it. All right, so Bat Yisrael, number 9, thank you, welcome. Hope you are very well. So all who can hear me and see me, put a number 9 in the chat. Okay, this is not gonna be long. You guys, please share. Share, 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 okay? Very important that you share this message. Welcome. I hope you guys are doing so well. We truly are in some very perilous times. It is not a game, you guys. It's not a joke. It really is happening. It's happening and it's progressing, just as I said that it would. So you have to be prepared. We have to be prepared. We have to be prepared. Not a game, especially for the sisters and brothers who are not on the continent. This information is very necessary for you to know if you don't already know. I just spoke with a sister who is in the West, and she confirmed that she also heard this on the radio. So it's important. So come on in, you guys. Hit the like button. Put a number 9 in the chat if you can hear me and see me, and let me know that you're here. Let me see who's here. Let me see. Andrew Berry, number 9, welcome. Bati Israel, I'm so glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're doing well, sis. Mkaya, number 9, welcome. Welcome. Okay. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay. Family, it's happening. Okay. Those folks, again, code. You know who those folks are. Okay. The minority who wants to subjugate the entire earth right now. Okay. They are progressing forward with their agenda. Okay. For everyone to have the mark of the beast. So this was sent to me. Some information was sent to me, and while this was being sent to me, ironically, I was on the phone with one of my sisters who is in America right now, and she works for the feds. And so she was telling me that she heard on the radio today that there is an EO coming out, allegedly coming out by the Biden administration to mandate the mark for all federal employees. And so I'll read what someone sent me. This is apparently my sister who I was on the phone with, she was hearing this. This was all over the radio today, by the way. So if you're in the West, you may have already heard this, but just in case you have not, those who are on the continent and wherever you are on this earth, on this planet, you need to be aware. You need to be preparing. Do not drag your feet. So I'll just read what was sent to me. It's saying it looks like that this EO was leaked. But it says that the EO executive order, they're starting to show up online. Um, it's saying that the unvaccinated, apparently in this EO, allegedly in this EO, it states that the unvaccinated are ineligible for Social Security, SSI disability, federal extended unemployment assistance, COVID rent assistance, employment placement or training. Um, it says that those that are unvaccinated are going to be assessed a special tax, roughly about 15% of income. Excuse me, guys, I have to read. So as I look away. Um, so the unvaccinated will be assessed 15% of income. If if again, if they're unvaccinated, to cover a substantial federal medical cost. It's saying that the unvaccinated are no longer free to partake of interstate travel by vehicle on federal roadways. It says that the unvaccinated are no longer free to travel by air either domestically or internationally. It's stating that the TSA will enforce at all ports of entry. Okay. It says that any employer that does business with the federal government will be required to show 100% vaccine compliance from the workforce by October 31st. Any business that cannot or will not comply will face substantial fines and potential revocation of any federal contracts. Okay, it says any employer sponsored health insurer is free from liability and can drop any unvaccinated persons from their policies or deny coverage based upon vaccination status. Hospitals are given legal immunity, making them free to prioritize or deny healthcare based upon vaccination status. So, you guys, they are progressing forward in forcing, okay, this mark. So, for those of you all who are wanting to have your exit, uh, it's about that time. It's been about that time, but it's really about that time. Okay? Really need to prepare yourselves, and wherever you are, you have to prepare, because wherever you are, if they're doing business, which most likely they are with the feds, then these things will be applicable and they will shortly enforce them wherever. So this is why, you guys, community is so important. This is why we don't have time for foolishness. We really don't. This is the time where we really need to be coming together. Those of us that have a like mind need to be coming together as a community. We don't have time for foolishness. We don't. We don't have time for BS. We don't have time for trivial things and bantering and pettiness. We don't have time for it, you guys. It's time for us to come together as a community, okay? So that we can secure ourselves, so that we can self-govern ourselves and live in our divine sovereignty. And it's going to take a process for us to get there. But if we do it together, we can do it. I put a video out yesterday stating that all of a like mind and spirit who wants to be a part of a beautiful community, please email me your name and what your skill is. It's not for everybody. If you are a contentious spirit, the call is not for you. If you are envious, if you are backbiting, if you are operating on a lower vibrational frequency, the call was not for you. So please don't respond. it is time to prepare. They are progressing forward. They are progressing forward. There is a video going out on IG and it's showing that I think it was in Kansas, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me, but somewhere in the States where they were setting up the tents and they had beds, hundreds upon hundreds of beds. It is not a game. It's not a game. We have to prepare. We have to secure ourselves. We have to gather ourselves together. You're not going to make it if we're not united, not going to make it. Only the strong is going to survive this. Only the strong is going to survive this. This is truly survival of the fittest. And together we are stronger. So it's time. The time is here. You heard what I just read. My sister in America who works for the feds heard the same thing today on the radio. So you can think it's a game if you want to and keep playing around and dragging your feet. If you're wanting to get an exit and get over here, then it is the time. If you're staying wherever you are, that's also fine, but you better be prepared as well. Preparation. There's been so many of us blowing the trumpet. And people are dragging their feet, thinking that they have all the time in the world, and you don't. You don't, beloved. The time is now. It's really happening. Okay? So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. If you are in America or in the West, have you also heard this in the media today? Let me see who's here. If you have, let me know. Let me see. Hold on. Whoa. Andrew Barry, they will fail. They will fail. In the end, we know the prophecy. But to get to the end, that's the trial. That's the trial. Okay? And we're all going to be tested and tried. So you better be prepared. This is survival of the fittest. And we have to join together, you guys. So the time is now. They're trying to back you into a corner. Now is the time for you to eradicate fear. It's been time. But if you're living in fear, if you have that fear spirit, you're not going to make it. No. You're not going to make it. Okay? It says, we do not have the spirit. I have not given you the spirit of fear. This is what the scripture says. I have not given you the spirit of fear. Okay? But love, peace, and a sound mind. A sound mind. Love. So, if you are fearful during this time, better find a way to eradicate it. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. But we have to come and join together. So I'm going to put the call out there again because I have something that I'm working on and I'm not going to divulge it on this platform. We're taking it back to telepathy. We're taking it back to receiving the messages from the universe. So those who have skills, whatever it may be, if you are security, if you have a security background, if you are a gifted teacher, again, if you're a mathematician, if you are a physicist, if you are a chemist, I mean, just the list goes on and on. All the things that we need to build a great nation. if you have a skill to offer that is beneficial and you want to be a part of a community and you want your sovereignty back, email me your name and what your skill is. But I want you all to know that it really is happening and you better prepare yourself. I cannot say it enough. It really is happening. Okay? All right, so let me see who's here. Missed the first 2 minutes, not sure what is being discussed. Serena, so what I was discussing, first of all, welcome. Welcome. What I was discussing is, and this will be posted, I was just letting everyone know what's been in the media in the West. I was speaking to my sister who works for the federal government, and then someone also sent me some information confirming what was in the media today about this alleged executive order that was leaked, from the Biden administration. And it's basically saying that they're pushing forward with their agenda with mandating the mark indefinitely for federal employees and all who are receiving any type of federal government assistance, any type of federal government contracts. They're saying that they're going to restrict travel, whether it be on land or by air. If you are unvaccinated, it states allegedly that there will be a 15% tax imposed on the non-vaccinated. So they're essentially fear-mongering and trying to push those who have chosen not to take the mark into a corner. And only the strong is going to survive. It is time, family. Let's get our stuff together. We don't have time for the pettiness. Let's govern ourselves together. We don't have time. It's now. And what I find, ironic is there's this right to choose. There's this right to choose for women who can choose whether they want to carry a child or not. And there's so much advocacy towards that. So where is that same consideration and advocacy for the right to choose whether you want the mark or not? Is that same advocacy? We have to ask ourselves these questions. And is that not applicable in this particular situation? It was also applicable concerning the other jabs, okay? When we were sending our children to the schools, and those that still send their children to the schools, there is a form where you can opt out. So we have to ask ourselves, why then is that not applicable in this particular situation? What is so different about this jab? Why is it so different from the others? These are the things that we have to ask ourselves. And it should lead you to the answer. Okay? Everybody has to make their own decisions for their own lives. Just make sure that you make the right one that will lead you out on top. All right? So family, I just wanted to bring that out. Those who want to hear what I read, this will be posted. Okay, this will be posted. My email is journeythroughoutcappylon@gmail.com. Let me see here. Okay. Any other comments? Okay, family. So, with that being said, govern yourselves accordingly. Prepare yourselves. Join together. Do not allow fear to consume you. Do not allow fear to consume you. All right? You are light. You are light. That's what you are in your essence. You are light. And it transcends all. Okay? Know that you are light. That's what you are. All right? So it's time to do your self-work. It's time to do your preparation. Get yourself self-sufficient. Make sure you have your solar packed up. Everything solar. You know, whatever you can get solar, make sure that you get it. Okay? Um, it's important to make yourself uncomfortable too. That's something that I have been doing. Making myself uncomfortable, removing myself from comfort. You know, we're so used to our pleasantries, yeah? And we're so used to, having, our home and our safety and security within these walls, of our homes. But I think we're going to have to adapt and learn how to be uncomfortable. Okay, and then soon that will become normal. So with all of the moving around to the different parts of the land, it has helped me to become uncomfortable, and it has taken away my my comfort a bit, but not to the point where it's debilitating, but it's actually beneficial. It has been extremely beneficial, just moving around, because some of us may have to most certainly do that. Okay? Sharpen up your navigation skills. Okay? But make sure that you're sufficient. Save your seeds. Save your seeds. Learn your plants. Know what you can eat when you're out in the brush, in the bush. Okay? Learn what's edible and what's not. These are the things that are very, very important. Learn how to find water. Okay? I was watching the brother today, No Limit Eddie, shout out to the brother. He's in Kemet, present day Egypt, and he, was out with the Bedouins, and he was learning, how to find water in the desert. Those are the things that I find could be very beneficial to us given our current state of affairs. So, it's time for us to return back to our natural selves. It is time. It is time. Okay? The Aryan epoch is coming to an end, and they don't like it. And it's going to be a lot of trials and a lot of tribulations. And it's going to take a lot of strength, and it's going to take a great deal of wisdom. Okay? Strength here, strength here, and some strength here. And it's important for us to move as a nation, move as one. As the organic family, it's important for us to move as a nation. We cannot move any other way. We are not going to be taken seriously. Nation, nation, nation is important. We have to restore our unity as a nation and move as a nation. It is imperative. It's imperative. So there's no time for play. Nobody got time for that. No one has time for that. Okay? Prepare yourselves. Again, don't be a foolish bride. Don't. Don't. Don't get caught slipping, because it can cost you your very life. Let me see. Leslie Davis, welcome. Good advice. They need to move on. Bayou Baby, we won't, though. A lot of broken links keeping us back. Yes, there are, but that's why I said that we don't have time for that. It's not going to be everyone. Again, it's not going to be everyone. It's just not. It's unrealistic, and it's not that it doesn't line up with prophecy. But those who do have their lights on, those who have awakened, those who do know who they truly are, that you are light and you are divinely sovereign. If you know that, you're going to be okay. You know, you're going to be okay. And it's those like minds that know that and that are willing to do the work and work together. We'll be successful. We'll build a beautiful community. But all others, they will have to go their way. It's not going to be everybody. So wherever you are, it doesn't, you know, even if you're not on the continent, wherever you are on this planet, have a sense of togetherness and community with like minds and prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves, move as a nation, and know that your brothers and sisters on the other side or wherever they may be on the planet are moving in the same way under that one banner. We're still connected, okay? So again, don't get caught slipping, you guys. They're progressing forward. And yes, in the end, we shall have the victory. But getting to that victory is not going to be too easy. There's going to be even more trials and tribulations, and you haven't seen anything yet. It gets worse. And so that's why we must be prepared. And only a fool would not prepare, especially with all of the warnings, with all of the writing on the wall, with all of the signs. You have been warned. So if you're still dragging your feet and if you're still, you know, confused up here and not quite sure, you need to get it together quickly. All right? So I'm going to check one more time. African Starship. Welcome. Welcome, African Starship. This is great information. Unity is the only way we are going to survive this family. Absolutely. I echo that. African Starship has echoed what I've been saying, and I echo it back. We have to be in unison. All of the naysayers, all of those that are trying to cause unnecessary division, it's time to just leave them alone to their own devices. I mean, really pay no attention to them. We have no time for that. We really don't. We don't. So it's time to leave them to their own devices and their own destruction. You have to be laser focused on the end game, and that is your divine sovereignty, and that is your victory over the devil. Okay? And we do not fight against flesh and blood, but principalities and wickedness in high places. Remember, we are the microcosm of the macrocosm. So whatever is playing out up there, likewise, it's going to reflect in the physical. So this is deeper than meets the eye, you guys. It's not a game. Prepare yourselves accordingly. You can't be running out in the bush if you need to, and you don't know what foods you can eat, what plants you can eat, because not all plants are edible. So you don't want to be going out there if you have to, if it gets to that point, and it probably will, and you don't know what you can eat and what you can't eat, and then you end up eating something and it poisons you. So it's time for us to educate ourselves. But that's why community is so important, because what you may not know, your sister or brother may know. And they may see that you're about to eat something that can harm you or kill you. And they may say, hey, sis, hey, brother, you actually can't eat that. Community is key. Having the watchers out, making sure that we are secure. This has happened many times before. It's not the first time. It isn't. Everything is cyclic. We're just now living in this time, this end time, the end of the Aryan epoch. And again, like I've stated, they're not happy about it. But there is absolutely nothing that they can do about it. Their time has come. Their end game is here. And our job is to make it through it. Okay? Our job is to raise our vibrations during this time of cosmic shift and evolution. We must raise our vibrations. We are powerful beings, you guys, more than you may know right now. We are so powerful, but we have to reactivate those powers within ourselves. They've been dormant. Okay. Yes, African Starship says everyone isn't supposed to make it. At Sage Phoenix, this is only for the people who can see the impending danger and decide to take action. 25 people in the room. There should be 25 legs. Thank you. Thank you. Let me see what Sage is saying. Welcome, Sage. No, absolutely, Sage. Everyone cannot come. They will not come. Our ancestors told us that in the prophecies. They left us writings. The Bible, you guys, for you all, even us who are spiritually inclined, the Bible has some deep, profound information. So we do not throw the baby out with the bathwater, because the Bible means biblios. And biblios means a collection of books. So if it means a collection of books, or since it means a collection of books, then that will have to tell you that there were books that were here prior to the Bible, the biblios, that they used, to compile the Bible. There are ancient writings that tell the same stories that are in the Bible, so we don't throw it out. It is coded. Why is it coded? It's coded because that information is esoteric information. It is not meant for everyone. Just like this time, it's not meant for everyone to go. So that's why it's coded in allegory. Okay? Not everyone is going to go. Everyone has a part to play. Everyone has their part to play. So it just depends on what your part is. So prepare, family. Things are revving up. If you're wanting to get to the continent, this is the time, or wherever it is you're going or needing to go, even if it's not wherever it is you're saying your heart is desiring to go, or you're feeling like, you will be the most secured and safe and successful, or that you have the ability to have community and self-sustainability, then it's the time. Because now they're making it difficult. They're really going to make it difficult for travel. And soon they're just going to shut it down. They're just going to shut it down. So we're in this time. It's here. This is not a fairy tale. This is not a fairy tale, but let's prepare ourselves. Let's prepare ourselves. Let me see. Welcome, TNT. Welcome, Mike and Jazz. You are so right. Dad, I'm sorry, you guys. Now I'm using my other phone and it's cracked. So that's why I'm struggling reading, okay? Because I can't really see. So you are so right, Dada. We have to have community and nation to survive. Time to wake up, family. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's definitely time to wake up. The sleep and slumber, if you're still there, unfortunately, you're going to be left behind. And that's your role. That probably is your role. But for those who, again, whose lights are on, it's time to govern ourselves accordingly. It is time for us to govern ourselves accordingly, and we have to join together in unison. But we also have to move in wisdom and knowledge. Knowledge gives us light codes. That's why it's power. If you haven't seen that movie Power, it's deep. You need to go see it. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. There's a lot of deep information in that. Okay? That's how you up your vibrations. Knowledge is power because it gives light codes that reawaken your energy centers that they call chakras. We are powerful beings. The superheroes that they write about, that they speak about, is you. It's you, in case you don't know. Okay? We're ancient. We're ancient people. Okay? So, again, I love you all. Don't be a foolish bride. Prepare yourselves. Learn all that you can learn, but learn from one another. This does not have to be a lonesome journey. It's not going to work as a lonesome journey. So if it's not something, there could be a brother or sister that's a master herbalist. They can teach you about the plants and about the herbs. Learn from one another. We all have something to contribute. None of us know it all. The one who knows that he knows nothing, okay, is the one who really knows a lot, if that makes sense. So it's about being humble and making sure that we're sharing with one another, okay? But yeah, community is key. So we have to get together in our little pockets of communities, but under the banner of one nation. That's how it was in the ancient times. We were under the banner of one nation, but we had our sub groups underneath that banner. So in Amexa or America or Amoruca, you had the various, well, they call them tribes, but they were nations, various nations, okay, but under one banner. Okay. And so that's how we have to move, even if you're not on the continent, but we're under one banner of people as the organic family. And we have to move that way, and we have to prepare ourselves. And it's time for us to return back to who we are, which is nature. Okay. So go out there, do your grounding, get out in nature, do your breathing so that you get the prana, which is the life force energy, and that is released from the sun. That is what you call air, but it's prana, it's life force energy. So it's just important that we reconnect back to nature. Okay, so that it can remind us that we are also nature. So that's very important. But prepare yourselves, solar, 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 solar. Learn all that you can learn about surviving. Again, it's important, like I've been doing, to make yourself uncomfortable. Like I said, us moving, for those that weren't here, my son and I just moving from place to place to place has made me really, it's taken away my sense of stability, but again, not in a negative way, in a very beneficial way, so that if in case we have to just move and go, that we're able to do that, and it's not so difficult for us to do. So I love you guys. Do a last bit of shout outs and I'm out. Okay, let me see. Thank you, African Starship. Okay, Sage, I'll look forward to hearing from you. James Journey Jams, welcome, welcome. Okay, you guys, I love you. That's what I wanted to get out. Those of you all who didn't hear the whole thing, this will be posted. So until next time, you all be good. Peace, love, and light.